Cooper. Who do you think you are? Clint Eastwood?
Clint who?
Oh, just sign your name if you can still remember how to spell it. And please try to remember that is not a toy, it's a lethal weapon.
I think that was Mel Gibson.
I beg your pardon, Patterson?
It was Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon, boss, not Clint Eastwood.
Oh, we've got a station full of smart asses this morning, haven't we? Well, if you don't mind, a little less lip and a bit more attention to rules and regulations, particularly in the handling of firearms. Cooper, understood?
Yes, boss.
Who's been rattling his cage?
Dunno, I must have got out of bed the wrong side this morning.
Or perhaps he's just tired of little boys playing cops and robbers. I'm serious, Adam, you keep that thing holstered when you're near me.
Would you care to rephrase that?
Oh, what's the use?
Just ignore them. They can't help it.
Don't worry, Mags. You'll make Chief Super by the time you're 40.
Smoke already, Detective. Must be the life of Riley here at Mount Thomas. Unexpected. I could use one of those, thank you. Black 2 sugars.
Me too. Sir? What about me?
Be quiet, Mark. You're not a copper yet. Thank you, Constable. You're a credit to the force.
Thank you, sir.
Work experience?
He's a bit young, but well, he doesn't like school much. As I said on the phone, you'd be doing me a favour. Not to mention my sister-in-law.
Well, couldn't you have said Mark, Guppets and Dave?
No, entirely inappropriate. Bad for discipline. Much better that he learns the ropes here, Tom, under your expert guidance.
Nice of you to say so, Ted. So, Mark, you want to be a policeman?
Not really, no.
I see.
Well, he doesn't know what he wants, do you, son? You know, kids these days. Of course, you don't have to take him, Tom. It's entirely up to you. You're the boss. I really appreciate this, Tom.
Don't mention it.
Just between the two of us, the kid's a bit of a handful. Hopefully you'll be able to put him on the right track.
This is a police station, Ted, not a sheltered workshop.
That's not what I've heard. Just joking.
This is Mark Faulkner. He's going to be with us for a week, which should give him plenty of time to experience all aspects of police work. I've decided to allocate him to each one of you in turn so he can get a variety of approaches to the job.
And so he can report back to Uncle Ted.
So who wants to start the ball rolling? Eager?
Sorry, boss. Bit pushed. Detective duty.
Yeah, me too.
Doyle, you've got your finger on the pulse. Let's give him an overview of station organisation from you.
After all, you are school's liaison officer.
Mount Thomas Police. Yeah, hi, Frank. Okay, we'll get someone out there straight away. Bye-bye. Kids fooling around on Frank Chadwick's property, swimming in the river. I better take a look, boss.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll take it.
The kids won. School liaisons officer, remember?
She's right. You can look after Mark, but don't be all day, Doyle.
No, boss.
She was there, didn't she, mate?
No, mate, not me. You. Constable Cooper will show you everything you need to know, Mark. He's the one around here with the gift of the gab, not to mention the big mouth. Isn't that right, Junior Constable?
Hey, guys! It's a pie!
Alright, guys, fun's over. Get out of there. You should be at school.
Perv! Bloody perv!
I said, get out.
We're in the nutty! Yes!
Believe me, nothing you've got would interest me. All right, now out. I am being very serious. Now don't make me angry. Get out. Come on, you two.
Come on!
Very funny. Now I'm going to count to 3.
Help me!
That's enough.
He's drowning!
Look, I wasn't born yesterday, all right?
I'm serious, he gets fit!
He what? Well, get him out of there. Give him a hand. Oh, God!
Right, so the general duties call sign is 300 plus whatever time of day the shift started.
Wow.
So if the shift started at 2 o'clock, then the call sign becomes Mount Thomas 302.
Far out.
And if a sergeant comes on board, then the call sign's Mount Thomas 350, and the shift time's irrelevant.
Think I can just about get my brain around it.
Listen, this is all pretty important procedure, you know.
Sure, I'm really impressed.
If you want to impress me, you could go make us a cup of coffee.
Put on yourself, I'm not your tea boy.
Copy that,
With me.
308. Reach channel 41.
508, copy.
Mount Thomas 308 to 508. Rose, you on the road?
No, I'm in the station, Maggie.
Look, Rose, do you reckon you'd be able to get out here and give me a hand?
What's wrong, Maggie? Do you need backup?
No, nothing serious. I just need a bit of help, that's all. And, could you come alone and bring a spare uniform?
No problem, Maggie. I'll be right there.
Spare uniform, eh? What's she been up to? Mags, if you wanted to join the water police, you only had to ask.
Shut up, PJ.
Spare uniform. Mine, I'm afraid. Couldn't get into your locker. Sorry.
Thanks.
So what happened?
I went in after one of the kids. I thought he was drowning.
Where's the corpse?
Well, there isn't one. It was a put-on.
Oh, I shot through.
It's worse than that, PJ. They ran off with my gun belt.
You could do with a few spare bodies.
Why? What's going on?
Mags will fill you in. She's on her way.
Well, someone had better.
Better send out Wayne and Adam.
Will you cut that out? All right, but this better not be some scam, PJ. Mount Thomas back on channel. All right, you heard him. Move. Not you. You stay put.
And do what?
I'll think of something. Ah, the very man. I think it's time for young Mark to learn the intricacies of traffic control.
Cool.
Turn it up. I thought Adam was looking after it.
Adam is busy elsewhere.
Well, what do I have to do it?
Because I say so, Senior.
Okay, man, let's hit the road.
Beg your pardon?
Whenever you're ready.
Oh, load.
What in God's name happened to you? I don't believe this, Doyle. You of all people.
Boss, I'm sorry, but it did look like the boy was drowning.
Couldn't you at least have locked your weapon in the car?
There wasn't time. I had to make a choice.
Pity it was the wrong one.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that is no excuse, Constable. You know the rules. So you think you recognised one of them?
I think one of them was Philip Bradley.
Steve Bradley's brother.
That's the one.
And you told PJ?
Yeah, of course I have. Why?
Boss, we just got a call from PJ. They've located Maggie's gun belt.
Oh, thank God.
Minus the gun and the cuffs.
And PJ told you that over the radio, so now everybody in the district knows we've lost a gun?
Well, he was quite discreet.
That'll be the day. All right. We'll do our best, but this is serious. If that gun doesn't turn up by the end of shift, I'm going to have to let Inspector Faulkner know. You realise that, don't you?
Yes. But couldn't I help look for it as well?
I'd rather you stayed on hand here, so I know where you are if there are any developments.
Like what?
Oh, come on, Doyle, don't be naive. A loaded gun in the hands of kids? And that gun was specially modified for your use. How much pressure does it take to pull the trigger?
£3.
£3. If those kids start fooling around with it, God knows what could happen.
You're sure they're my students?
We're fairly sure one of them was Philip Bradley.
Of course. Who else would it be? He wasn't at school today. In fact, I think I can confidently say he hasn't completed a full week this term. So you think he may have taken the constable's gun?
Him or one of his mates. Has to be.
Par for the course, I guess. Completely antisocial, that boy.
Looks like it runs in the family.
You know about his background, then?
Yeah. Oh, his brother. Thanks for your help. I'll be in touch.
You're welcome, anytime.
Come on, let's go.
Where?
Where are my car keys?
Well, you had them last. Where are we going?
Bradley residence to look for Phil.
You've been to the Bradley place before, haven't you?
Yeah, you could say that.
So what is it with you and Phil's brother?
Not obvious, huh? Robbery with wounding. He bashed a watchman. Bradley got 3 years in Pentridge. Should have been 15.
So where are the parents?
Mother died, father shot through.
Tough life.
There's no excuse, Rose.
What do you want?
Just making a few inquiries, Judy.
Who's she?
Senior Constable Egan.
Will you tell him to leave us alone? Steve's done his time and he's got no right coming round here hassling us.
We're not here for Steve. We want to talk to Philip.
Phil?
Is he around?
Phil's never around.
Do you know where he is?
No idea. School?
Oh, not today. Not according to the principal.
So what? Who cares?
Don't you?
Why should I? He's been nothing but trouble to us.
Takes after his brother, eh?
You leave Steve out of this. He's got a job and everything. Does a real good job of looking after me and Chloe too.
I'm sure he does, Judy. How old is she?
I'm 6. Has Phil been naughty?
Leave her alone. She's just a kid.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
Look, I told you Phil's not here, so why don't you just clear off and leave us in peace? Or would you rather come in and search the place? Yeah, go and help yourselves.
I'm sure there's no need for that. If Phil does turn up, just tell him to get in touch with us, will you?
My regards to Steve. Seeing you.
Yeah, not if I have any say in it.
Cut it out.
Just seeing how it
You
works.
don't.
Aren't you going after him?
No.
You're speeding.
No, he wasn't.
Just go after him anyhow. This is boring.
80% of what we do is boring. 80%. You stay here.
Where are you going?
None of your business.
Hey, there was a cop over at St David's who lost a gun, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah, I heard about her. She's the one that did everything by the book, right?
That's the one. Apparently they made her pay it off in monthly instalments, and they wouldn't give her a real gun after that. She had to wear a wooden replica.
I want to see Hashim.
Detective Hashim is busy right now. Can I help? I'm Senior Constable Egan.
You're the other one, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Up at my place this morning, hassling Judy and the kid.
You're Steve Bradley.
Too right I am. Who the hell does Hashim think he is? Scaring my family, making threats.
No one threatened anyone, Mr. Bradley.
Nah, don't give me that. Where is he? I want to have it out with the boss.
What's going on here?
I want to see Hashim. He's got some explaining to do.
I don't care what you want. You don't come into my station and carry on like a pork chop.
Somebody for me?
Mr. Bradley seems to think he has a bone to pick with you, Detective.
Ah, well, I'm happy to oblige him. Mr. Bradley.
PJ.
It's all right, boss. I can handle it.
Egan.
I said I can handle it. Sit down.
I want to sit down.
Suit yourself. So, what's your problem, Steve?
You know what my problem is. Ever since I got out, my name's been top of your list. Every robbery and break-in in the district.
Penalty of fame, mate.
Yeah, pushed along by you, mate.
Not true.
No? What about today?
Didn't Judy tell you? We were looking for Phil, not you.
What's the difference? If it's not me, it's got to be me brother. So what's he supposed to have done anyway?
We have reason to believe he's in possession of a stolen pistol.
You're joking.
Oh, no, it's no joke. Any member of the Bradley family walking around with a loaded pistol.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? I've never used a gun in my life, and you know it.
You know, that's true. Iron bars are more your style. Good for breaking a couple of legs, right?
Look, I didn't mean that to happen. Anyway, it's all over now. I've done me time and I'm going straight.
Yeah, you're a model citizen. So prove it. We want the gun back.
We? You mean it's a cop gun?
A constable went to rescue what she thought was a drowning kid. We think Phil took her weapon while she was in the water.
You think?
I'm pretty certain.
Well, were there other kids there?
Mm-hmm.
So why Phil?
Because his name came up.
Oh, and seeing as it's Bradley, it's good enough for you, eh, mate?
When he fronts up, I want to know about it.
I'm not his keeper.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, pal. You're his guardian. It's called in loco parentis. While he's living with you, you're responsible for him. He's your problem.
What's wrong with you?
Me? Nothing.
With the silly grin off your face here.
One of the perks of being in traffic, is it?
What?
It's all right, Senior. I can keep a secret.
What are you talking about?
We're over for speeding, then arrange to see her later, and no ticket.
Did you follow me?
Any sign of Phil Bradley?
Not so far. If he's still in town, he's laying low. Maybe at a mate's place.
Keep working. Now Thomas 508 back on channel. No luck locating Bradley. Why that I'm checking out the milk bar, pool hall.
Oh, I think you can call off the search.
Phil Bradley. Steve said you guys are trying to set me up. I told you I wasn't there.
The constable saw you.
Says she did.
Are you calling me a liar?
Take it any way you like.
You weren't at school.
Yeah, that's right.
So where were you?
I wasn't at Chadwick's place.
Who said you were at Chadwick's?
Kids at school told me.
So where were you?
Answer the question, Phil.
I was over at St David's.
Doing what?
Doing nothing. I was on my own. Went to watch a movie, and when I got home, Steve said you're looking for me, so here I am.
So, somebody at the cinema at St David's had recognised you. Obviously, you bought a ticket.
Like a good citizen.
Look, Hashim, you've asked him where he was. He's told you. He wasn't there. He didn't take the gun. Prove different or let him go.
It was him, boss.
Oh, yeah. 3 or 4 young blokes swimming in the buff, and she picks out Phil. I could strip off if you like. We can have one of those, what do you call them? Line-ups?
You just watch your mouth, son.
And even if I could prove that he was there, it wouldn't mean that he took the gun.
But he'd know who did.
Oh, he knows all right, Rose. He knows.
Wayne and Adam have any luck?
No.
All right. Sorry, Noel. Yes, Inspector Faulkner, please.
So what if it doesn't turn up? It's not the end of the world.
Use your brain, Adam. There's a kid out there with a gun. How do you reckon she's going to feel if he blows someone's head off?
You're talking about Maggie?
You heard.
Yeah, there's a few rumours floating around.
Now, what have people been saying?
Well, nothing specific, just talk. She must be feeling terrible, poor thing. Why don't you bring her in for a drink? I thought you guys are supposed to be mates.
We did ask her, Chris.
She said she had stuff to do at home.
Oh, sure.
If you hear anything, Chrissy.
Oh, fine, PJ. I do your job for you while you let poor Maggie stew.
What's wrong with her?
Another hen complex. A bit like Nick and young Mark.
Yeah, well, your turn's going to come, mate.
Nah, not if I can help it. Anyway, CI can't compete with the glamour of traffic. Always going somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, like heading down a one-way street into a brick wall.
Do I detect a note of disillusionment? Or is it the effect of babysitting young Faulkner?
Your shout.
Good to see such a hive of activity. At least it gives the impression of competence. Sergeant Croydon's office.
I'd like a word first, please, sir.
All right, well, let's make it quick, Sergeant, shall we? Oh, who's Mark working with today?
I think I like to stick with traffic.
Right. I'll see that you don't lose him, Senior Constable. Seems to be a common failing at this station. Well?
That was hardly necessary, that crack about competence.
And what do you call Doyle's behaviour?
She was in a difficult situation.
Well, let's get her in and see what she has to say, shall we?
Doyle.
Where are we off to today, then?
Oh, Mark, wouldn't you rather stay here and play detective? It's a lot of fun.
Who'd look after the car while you went visiting?
Now, Mark, I told you that's none of your business.
Just learning all I can about traffic.
I'll give you tips, Sonny. Don't push it.
How far were you from your vehicle?
About 50 metres.
Not far, then.
Far enough for it to have taken me a minute or two to get there and back, sir.
Not that long, surely.
Long enough if somebody's drowning.
Yes, but he wasn't drowning.
I didn't know that, sir.
An experienced officer would have done,
With
Constable.
all due respect,
If you don't
sir.
mind, Sergeant, you're telling me you couldn't tell the difference between a pack of kids fooling around and a genuine emergency. The truth is you panicked, Constable.
Sir, I didn't panic. I was heading off towards the four-wheel drive. I turned, the boy had disappeared beneath the water. I had to make a split-second decision. I couldn't afford to take the risk he was faking.
Oh, so it occurred to you that he might have been faking.
Well, but I'm not sure.
And yet you recklessly abandoned your weapon.
Not recklessly, no.
No? Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? A fully loaded police pistol is out there in the community somewhere. Probably in the hands of an irresponsible teenager. I'd call that reckless, wouldn't you? Can you imagine what will happen if the media get hold of this, Doyle?
Sorry, sir. Boss, there's a gentleman out here claims someone's been taking pot shots at cars.
Suddenly there was a loud bang. It woke me up. I thought it must have been a car backfiring, and then this morning I find my windscreen shattered and realised it must have been a gunshot.
Well, it could have been a rock, or maybe you did hear a car after all.
No, it was definitely a bullet.
Well, how do you know?
I found it. Found it lodged in the upholstery.
Any idea who might have done this?
One of those oafs from the high school, of course.
How can you be sure?
I work there, Sergeant, part-time. I'm a teacher. One of the old school. I'm a disciplinarian, and they don't like that. I've already had obscene phone calls and garbage dumped in my garden.
Have you reported this, Mr. Johnson?
I didn't want to give them the satisfaction, but this is different.
Yes, it is. Have you got anybody particular in mind?
I know who the ringleader is, if that's what you mean.
So what do you want now, Hashem?
Same as yesterday.
Look, he's already told you.
Sit down.
Where were you last night, Philip?
He was at home,
Yeah? All night?
as far as I know. Well, he went out after tea and came back about midnight.
How'd you know?
I heard you.
Why didn't you say anything?
Well, what's to say? Jude's asked you to tell us when you're coming and going. You never do. I mean, what am I supposed to do, lock you up?
Judy'd love that.
Yeah, well, maybe it's not such a bad idea.
That's enough of the domestics. Why aren't you at school, Phil?
I'm tired.
Ah, bit of late night activity, huh?
Yeah, well, look, he's going in later. What's this all about?
Someone put a bullet in a teacher's car last night, a Mr. Johnson. He reckons it came from one of his least favourite students. And I'll give you 3 guesses.
Johnson? He's an old fart. About time they switched him off.
Oh, lucky he wasn't in the car. You might have done.
It's got nothing to do with me. Like I said, I don't know anything about any gun.
Someone does, Philip.
Not me.
Huh?
How about one of your mates?
Wouldn't know. I wasn't there, was I?
Look, son, the next bullet could really hurt someone.
It's not my problem.
Yes, it is, Philip. If you know anything at all about this, it's your duty to tell us.
Yeah, but I don't know anything. How many times do you want me to say it?
Look, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. Just leave him alone. He's just a kid. If you don't, I'm going to put in an official complaint.
Yeah. Can I go now?
Okay. Make sure it's straight back to school.
And you just lay off us, Hashem, okay?
So, what do we do now?
Not sure. Perhaps he wasn't there. Perhaps Maggie made a mistake.
I don't think so.
Me neither.
All right, so maybe he's lying about that, but not about the gun. One of the other kids could have picked it up. I think it's time to make a general appeal to the school. I'll get the principal to call an assembly.
It's a bit of a long shot.
Oh, you never know. There might be one civic-minded kid there who knows something and is willing to come forward.
It's worth a go. So when are you free, boss?
Me? Well, I was thinking one of you.
Perhaps someone will come forward later.
Well, let's hope so. If anybody wants to talk to me privately, they can get in touch with me at the station. There'll be no questions asked.
What's going on here? What are you guys doing in the girls' toilet? What's going on? Peter, what do you think you're doing?
Helping, sir. It wasn't me.
Police issue. We'll get you out of these.
Who did this?
I don't know.
Who put the handcuffs on? Peter?
Dawkins, sir. He said it was a wuss.
Wuss, I'll give him wuss. Sometimes I think that boy is deranged.
I think it might be time to have a bit of a word to Mr. Dawkins.
You already have. He was the boy that asked you about Mr. Johnson's car at the assembly.
The one next to Phil Bradley, boss.
Yeah, I remember. All right, contact his parents and Steve Bradley. We'll take Phil and the Dork down to the station. All right, take Mr. Dawkins through to the interview room.
Bloody clown.
Listen, if you're not in school now...
Yeah, and I won't be here much longer either when Steve hears about this. You can't keep dragging me in here.
Don't you worry. You'd be surprised what we can do.
This way?
Doyle? Present for you.
And my gun?
Still working on that, I'm afraid. Listen, this other kid, you recognise him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one who faked the drowning.
Yes, madam.
My boy Ian. I had a message from the school.
Mrs. Dawkins, come on through. I'm Sergeant Croydon.
So, how much longer is this crap going to go on for?
Take Mr. Bradley through to PJ's office, will you? Through there, Mrs. Dawkins.
Mr. Bradley?
What have you been doing now? If it isn't one thing, it's another.
Here you go, Mum.
Take a seat, Mrs. Dawkins.
Right. Mr. Dawkins. I'm sure you're well aware by now of why you're here. We're looking for some items that went missing down by the river where you were playing yesterday.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Don't even try that with me, son.
You tell the inspector what he needs to know.
Guns aren't toys. They need to be handled with great care, particularly the one we're looking for, which has been specially modified to suit the officer it belongs to. If someone were to fool around with it, it could go off quite unexpectedly. In fact, we believe that might already have happened. Luckily, no one was hurt. But next time, their luck could run out.
Yeah, with any luck, next time Mr. Johnson could be in his car.
If that had been the case this time, we'd be charging you with murder.
As it is, you can be charged with theft and hindering a police investigation.
So where's the gun?
I haven't got it.
Who has?
I couldn't dob. Your mates would kill me.
I'll kill you if you don't.
This isn't dobbing, Ian. You might very well be saving somebody's life.
Okay, Phil, playtime is over. Ian says he got the handcuffs from you.
Crap.
He says he got the handcuffs and you took the gun.
Double crap. You know, he's just a stupid retard. Why do you think they call him Dork?
We've got the names of the others who were there. We only have to check.
What'd you do, beat it out of him?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Come on, Philip. You were obviously at the river.
Bloody hell. All right, so was theirs. So what?
So where's the gun, Philip? We know you've got it.
Then prove it. It's just the Dork's word against mine. You know, you bloody pigs are all the same. You get some retard to dog and his mates and then you frame him. Just like you framed Steve.
I wasn't framed.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I never said I was framed. I did what I did, I got caught, and that was that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can I have a couple of minutes alone with my brother?
What? To get your story straight?
No, I just want to talk to him.
Righto. 5. Minutes.
Oh, thanks, love.
Thanks, Rose.
Had you fooled, didn't I? You drowned an act.
Yes, you were very good.
She came diving in after me. All her clothes on. We was in the nutty.
You don't say.
Yeah. All she saw was me bum.
Shut up, Ian.
Oh, here come Batman and Robin. How are things out there in Gotham City, boys?
All under control. 4 tickets for speeding and not a sign of Catwoman. Well, not today, anyhow.
Catwoman.
And how have things been back here at the ranch? Still on home duties? How about a cup of coffee for a real crime buster? Hey, that hurts.
I know. Is the interview room free?
Yes, Nick, it is.
What's going on?
Shut up.
Can't you take a joke?
I said shut up. You listen to me. I don't care who your uncle is. You are the best excuse for a good old-fashioned beating I've come across in a long time, Mark.
You're not going to hit me, eh?
Well, if I do, mate, it'll be where it doesn't show. You listening to me? You speak to Constable Doyle like that again and you are history, and that goes for cracks about girlfriends and bits on the side.
Okay, I don't care what you get up to.
I'm not up to anything, you little creep. Now, you listen to me. A mate of mine crashed his bike not so long ago. He killed himself. His wife's very upset. And that's who I was visiting.
Why didn't you say?
Because it's none of your business and it's no one else's. And it'd better stay that way, mate. Do I make myself clear? Good on you.
What's this? What's going on in there?
Just a little bit of counselling, I think, boss.
Come again?
Nick and Master Faulkner.
Any counselling to be done round here will be done by...
Phil's got something he wants to say.
Okay, so I took the gun belt. It's the pig's own fault. She shouldn't have been hassling us. We're just trying to have a swim. I was just going to throw the bloody thing in the scrub and make her look for it, but I thought, no, bugger her. So I took the cuffs and the gun. I wasn't going to keep them, though.
So what we're going to do, Phil? Post them back?
Yeah, something like that. Would have been fine if I hadn't let that spastic dork have the cuffs.
We shot out Mr. Johnson's windscreen.
Oh, look, that was an accident. I hardly touched it. It just went off.
While it was conveniently pointing in the right direction, I suppose. So where is it now?
If I tell you, can we make a deal?
Tell him, Phil.
It's in one of the sheds at Steve's house.
Boss. What's going on?
Well, Phillips admitted that he's hidden the gun out at the Bradley place.
Can I go?
All right, but I want you straight back here afterwards.
Yeah, no skinny dipping.
Thank you, Patterson. That is enough input from you.
Thanks, boss.
Do you need Ian any more, Sergeant?
Well, not right at the moment, Mrs. Dawkins, but I'll probably want to talk to him again later.
So we can go now?
Well, as long as it's not out of the country.
Well, why would we want to do that?
No reason. Oh, you can go. But I do want to talk to you again about your actions in this whole affair.
You just wait till I get you home, young man.
All right, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. I just had a little chat with him, that's all.
Well, I hope your little chat doesn't get us in any more trouble with Uncle Ted. I've got just about as much of that as I can cope with at the moment.
No, well, if Uncle Ted kicks up a fuss, you can blame me, boss.
Oh, don't worry, mate. I will.
Yeah.
Steve?
Look, it's okay. Just go back inside.
What's going on?
We've come to pick something up, Judy.
What?
My gun. The one Phil took.
Your gun? You mean he did take it?
It's all right. Just go
Look,
back
it's
inside.
not all right. You left that gun here, you little liar.
Just take it easy.
All you've ever done is cause trouble for us. You do it deliberately, don't you?
All right. Let's get it.
Leave me alone. You stick up for him in spite of everything.
Well, he's my brother.
And what are we, me and Chloe, what are we, garbage?
You're messing us about. It was in there. Someone must have taken it.
Yeah, like who, Phil? One of your little mates.
How the bloody hell should I know?
Well, you must have some idea. Judy, has anybody else been here this morning?
No, just me and Chloe. Oh, my God.
Where is she, Judy?
Chloe!
It's all right, Max.
Just
All
leave
right.
it!
It's all right. All right, come. It's all right, hold tight. It's all right.
She's all right. The gun hit her in the face.
It went bang, Mum. It knocked me over.
You too? Right. That's it then.
So what happens now?
It's up to the court.
Oh, well, that won't be much, will it? Nobody got hurt.
Phil, you could have killed that little girl. Don't you realise that?
You should be more careful with your property then, shouldn't you? Anyway, I didn't know Chloe'd find it was an accident.
No, it wasn't. You brought the bloody thing into the house and you lied to me about it.
So I lied, so what? What do you care, mate? No, you've changed. It's Judy, isn't it? She's got you right where she wants you.
Yeah, that's right, she has. And let me tell you something, mate. I'm lucky to be there. And you're going to have to accept that or we're finished for good.
So what do you think you'll get?
A suspended sentence. Steve, you did the right thing, mate.
Yeah, well, I did it for him, not for you.
Young Mark seems to be settling in all right.
Oh, yes. He's learned a thing or two, I think.
Good. Keep up the good work.
Boss, what's the verdict?
Well, there isn't one, I'm sorry. Internal investigations have left it up to Faulkner. And he seems to be quite happy to take his time.
Making her sweat it out, you mean?
Careful, walls have ears.
Can I get you a coffee, Constable?
Yes, that'd be lovely. Thank you, Mark.
What about you, Senior Constable?
No. Later on, perhaps, Mark.
Anyone else?
Yes, thank you, mate. White and two.
So, Senior Constable, what's your secret?
Oh, I just said I'd nail him to the floor by his ears.
Oh, I see. The psychological approach.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Remember this, Maggie? Smith & Wesson. When you're old enough, you can have one too.
And when you grow up, Coop, we might even let you sound the siren on the four-wheel drive all by yourself. Now, get out there.
Your office, Sergeant.
At least it's not internal investigations.
Could be just as bad. Faulkner will want to show the big guys just how tough he can be.
He wouldn't suspend you, though, or anything like that, would he?
I don't know, Rose. I mean, technically, I was in the wrong.
Technically. You always play it by the book, don't you, Maggie? I'll give you that.
I'll see you later then, Tom.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Well, suspension?
No. No official reprimand either. Retraining in firearms procedure and confined to the station till the DFO is satisfied with your competence. Which in your case should take about 5 minutes.
Well done.
All right. Let's just get to work, shall we? Who's looking after Mark today? And where is he, by the way?
Oh, preparing for another big day with Nick. Yeah, you know what it's like, boss. Hero worship and all that.
Well, it's fine by me. All these kids need is something to look up to. Once you got them tamed, they're no problem.
Right, Nick, ready when you are. Let's go burn some rubber and crack a few heads.
Good on you. You see what I mean? He's a natural for traffic.
Terrific.